Now, what I've done with this one, okay, is you saw the original 4 coils that I've made, have you?
Please say again. I didn't understand.
The original 4 coils that I made for water, like what Eric was just showing us. Okay.
I didn't make them before.
No, but you saw them, right?
Yes, I saw them.
Okay. There's 2 coils on either side of this cube here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what those coils are that we're making. Okay. This is the positioning of what we're doing. Okay. To create water. All right. And we've got to turn everything into a parallel connection, okay, not series. So that means that each individual coil has to be made separately. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I just want to make sure that you're understanding as I'm explaining this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the way I've designed, okay, remember I showed earlier that if I was to lay these coils down in the same direction, that it would form a swastika. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the swastika is nothing more than this cube. All right. And the cube is another spiral. Everything turns into a spiral. Now, when we're nano coating, and all the red lines that you see here are nano coated wires. Okay. And you can see that I have a polarity set up at the positive and a negative at the top and the bottom, and they have the yellow circles. Okay. So this is the entire form that we are going to have when it comes to this water molecule that we're working with, or this attraction of water. Okay. So by us drawing all of these red lines, we are keeping a plasmatic energy field. Okay. And holding it in place. So we're making walls. All 6 sides of this cube, okay, is going to have an X of nano-coated wires. Each of the 4 corners is going to have one of these coils with our water molecule that we've made of H2O inside of that coil. Okay. So with that being taken care of that way, we'll move to their positioning and what they're doing. Okay. Now this is where those coils are. Okay. This is that copper wire that I used to connect them together. All right. And in the center, I've made the center where this comes together as a negative polarity. Okay. That means if we are to look at it from this angle, okay, it would look like this, similar, maybe? No. Let me get rid of that. Okay. It would look like this. Okay. They're all freestanding.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that means that the bottom part, the way these are connected, all right, is I have an X in the middle. All right. And all of the positive or the negative ends are connected together right there in the center. Okay. And so that's where you get that negative one. And I still have a single wire that I'm going to make another device that comes down from the center and sits in the middle. Okay. And that's where this device right here in the middle will be made. Okay, and then I'm going to cover this in that plastic and probably have it'd be like a tube or something like that where the water will be able to condensate on the outside, and then we will have a constant drip of water, or maybe more, we don't know yet, that will come out the bottom because gravity. It may be held within this container and fill up, and maybe this whole cube on the inside, which is all done by plasmatic walls, okay, maybe this will contain that water. I don't know. That's why we're working on these.
Mm-hmm. This cube
You know,
is inside a water container, or this cube contains water itself?
this cube will contain water,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay, it may not be able to contain matter, so I think it will actually drip, and it'll cause a constant drip or a constant water source, because it's this particular one is going to be pretty powerful.
Yes.
So I'm assuming fast, you know, to fill up the water. So outside experimentation, when it's finally hooked up, you know, when it's left overnight, because I don't know, whatever your intent is, we got to be careful what we ask for, because if we ask for too much, then we get a flood. If we ask for too little, then we don't get any results.
That's true.
So we're working on, you know,
Oh,
okay.
this looks amazing. I only started to make the guns, but I'd like to start building it anyway. Till the guns are ready.
Well, thank you. Antonio made these up. These were done out of my drawings, and he just copied my drawings and turned them into a digital print so that we can carry them easier around. But this was, if you were to look at the top view of this water reactor, okay, this is what the energy fields would look like. Okay, you have to, you know, make sure and explain to people that these are like soap bubbles. They're spheres. Okay.
Yes.
And as we're working with them, to always remember that they're spheres and not just these two-dimensional circles that we see.
Of course.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, what we've done, okay, with the 4 reactors, okay, we're not going to put anything over the top of it as far as like a reactor is concerned. Have a flow, okay? So if we were to look at this from the side, right, it would look like so, all right? So if we were to look at it from the side view of it, this is the way it would be. And you need the energy flow to be free, okay? So that you can get that vortex of energy and air in there so that it can attract the molecules that it needs, or the atoms that it needs from that atmosphere, okay? We will put an X over the top of it to block any excess plasma from coming out, but it doesn't block the magnetic fields.
Yep.
So it's constantly rotating and rotating and rotating, okay? That, because of this person here, we're just recreating and it's making a bigger neutrino. Okay? So we're just replicating more and more of the structure of light. Okay? So now we've got that, but they're all connected. This is the positive, and then down the center, I've got another one. And then on the other side of these, on the bottom side, okay, I will have these connected together as the positive, okay? And so all of the positive will be on the outside of it. Okay, I should put that in the blue. Change this. It's still a nano-coated wire, but they're all connected here, and this would be
The negative.
the magnetical fields that are needed to encompass or create the vortex of energy, okay? Because you have to have, we're creating a pyramid is what we're doing of energy, okay? The base of the pyramid is the blue, okay? And that's all we're doing here, okay? Is we're creating the base of the pyramid, all right? And then have the positive, excuse me, the negative point up here, okay? So now all of this big energy field down here in the blue, okay, because this is the positive energy field, this whole field is like a slice of a window, let's say, all right? And it's a positive energy that needs to give to that little tiny red dot at the top. Okay, the big will always give to the small. And so what we're doing is we're creating a vortex of energy that is going to travel and create your pyramid. All right, and all pyramids are 8 sides that they're supposed to be, okay, and they're created. And as you can see here, this energy right in the center of these Vesica Pisces is the strongest part of the energy. All right. So what's going to happen is it's going to actually create the meniscus, okay, that bend here. All right. So it's going to create that bend automatically. Okay. Well, that's just the attracting forces. All right. Well, if you count it, you have 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And that's what's created when you put 4 spheres together.
Yeah.
All right. And that's how the energy is transferred. So the actual outer energy for the outside of this would appear to be bent inwards. So it would create what looks like a meniscus, like on a beaker or, you know, whatever else. Now, we're just recreating a pyramid when we're making this water structure. Okay, the energy of the pyramid anyway. And you realize that it looks like one of those stars and whatnot. Now, remember that in the center here of these, each one of these circles, okay, is that water molecule coil that we have made, right? And because we're going to input the energy up there at the very top, okay, that's the source. All that energy is going to travel down to all 4 points of the pyramid at the same exact time. All right.
Sorry, I stopped the mic. My dogs are eating. I mean, it's noisy.
Well, this is just how things work in the universe. So, it's pretty simple to me. All
Okay.
right. I'm trying to help people understand and explain.
Yes, I'm here.
So,
I'm present. I'm listening. I'm watching. But I don't know. I don't want to disturb you with all the noise
okay,
around it. Okay.
you're fine. I enjoy knowing that there's somebody else back there.
There are 3 dogs, 3 cats, um, things like this. Fauna.
Well, good. We've got 2 horses and 4 geese and 2 cats and 2 dogs and
Great.
6 chickens. So yeah, we know what animals are. So all right. So the energy is going to start at the very peak, and it's going to follow the edges of the pyramid, the corners. Okay, where it's going to disperse its energy from the corner. All right,
Mm-hmm.
like you would disperse the energy from a reflected corner in a corner of mirrors. Okay,
Yes.
so you will see that the reflection, okay, will cause it to interact right in the center. Okay, it's this interaction of the 4 corners. All right, and the amplified version, because the corners are actually concave. Okay, the energy contours are concave. Okay, you get this kind of a corner right here. Okay, and so when that happens, that just focuses all of the energy in that one spot. Well, when you're focusing that energy, it's interacting. Okay, even though it's going to bounce all over the place, like in my previous drawings. Okay, the interaction where it's going to interact the most is right there in the center, and that's what creates the plasma. Okay, and that's where the energy from the pyramids comes from, but we're recreating that with water. Okay, and the reason right now why the pyramids don't work is because they don't have a source of energy. If you were to take one of these infinity devices and your plasma reactors and put it on top of your pyramids, it would actually turn back on.
That's interesting.
So it doesn't have to be as big as the stupid pyramid is either,
Mhm.
because what we're making. Remember, that little figure 8 makes an energy field as big as about 800 football fields. So
Mhm.
you know it's so subtle that it'll be extremely hard for us to pick up if we can at all with the equipment that we have now, because it's not designed to pick up plasma. It's only designed to pick up electrons. So right now, that's what we're recreating with this water, is that it will automatically focus the energy, okay, right to that point. And when we're able to focus that energy, every time the pulse happens, remember, all 4 corners are pulsing at the same time,
Mhm.
okay, that energy is focused directly in the center. So you're getting a constant pulse of about 1,000,000,000 times per second. And so it's blinking faster than we can perceive it. And so when it's doing that, it's like smashing all of these water molecule energies together. Okay, so it's smashing 4 water molecules together at the same time. Okay, and it takes 2 to tango. So basically, it's just making a bigger water molecule using 4. Okay, and it keeps it from evaporating, is what I'm being told.
Mhm.
Okay, so the 4 will create water, create 100% pure water. And as long as it's shaped this way and powered, then guess what? We're good. It means I need to put my capacitors at the very top of this crossways. All right, cool. So you've been privileged to some instant downloads from source. You are recording, right?
Yes, I'm recording. Of course,
I love you. I love you.
I will listen it again and again um, tomorrow morning when I will be rest. But
All
anyway,
right.
I understood many things right now. I mean, a lot more than in the last 2 months. A
You're
lot.
getting the downloads.
Yes, I'm downloading fast.
Well, it's good for you. I promise you, it's really, really good for you. The everything that we're going through right now in our world is based off of our consciousness level,
Of
and our
course.
consciousness level is also determined on what knowledge I'm able to download and release.
Mm-hmm.
Because despite my own abilities to tap into source and get any information I need or want, I haven't done it for myself. I've only done it for other people, and therefore my own limit is what the level of consciousness is here on our planet. And we have risen so quickly that I'm able to give and learn so much that we've been able to go all the way back to the structure of light and release it to humans. So,
Yes.
that's fantastic. And I'm very happy to be proud and part of all of this. I love knowledge.
Of course, this is a purpose, one of them.
Yes. So, I mean, it's going to be fun. And I feel bad because there's a lot of people out there that don't know this stuff, and they're going through a really hard time right now, and they haven't learned to let go. They haven't learned that, they need to understand that they went through every experience for a reason.
Yes. This is
You know?
their journey. This is the journey.
Yeah, this is the journey, but the journey is over now.
Mm-hmm.
And they still think that the journey is ongoing and forever, and it's not.
Many
And
of them don't even know
so
that it's a journey.
yeah, so right now they're going through a lot of undue pain and undue emotional traumas right now for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they don't understand that yet, and that's why we're here, is to kind of ease them into it, because they're so far gone in helping themselves, that we have to be able to step in. There is a point in humanity's history that we had reached a path that ultimately led to the destruction of about 1/3 of the Milky Way galaxy and all of the life within it, because of our research into the atomic hydrogen bomb. Because hydrogen is the most prevalent element in the universe, it caused a chain reaction during one of our testings that destroyed all of the life within that area. And some super intelligent beings from the future sent back Jesus in time to a very specific point in time to cause a chain reaction in time to lead us to this point where we are today. Okay? And the super intelligent beings knew about, when you mess with time, the cause and effect of things.
Of course.
And that's why Jesus had to go back as far back as he did, because they could foresee the future if they could send people back in time. And so the ultimate collaboration was to send Jesus back in time to a very specific point. And then from there, all of this history would be created out of that. And we had to learn to deal with our emotions and understand that we had to experience them so that we can put them on the wall as a check mark that says, hey, I understand that. I know how it's created, and I know how to deal with it. And, once you learn that, you say, okay, it's done. And then you realize that everything that you've ever been through is the same exact way. And then you can forgive and forget on everything, and you clear your mind. And people haven't realized that yet, So we've got to come up with some pretty profound and shocking new things, like the creation of water from nothing, you know, or the generation of electricity by the appearance of nothing.
That's true.
And so we've got to get that kind of thing. And that's like the light universe's shock and awe system. Instead of, you know, bombing the crap out of something, we're going to show you a whole bunch of stuff all at once, you know, and we're all working together. You know, you're part of that light worker team because you're here talking to me.
I know that.
You know, I'm not trying to sound pretentious or anything like that, but I'm the only person right now in the universe, or not the universe, but the world right here that knows this information. You know, there are other people that know parts of it, but they don't know why or how or where, you know, all of the stuff that I know. And so that's why I'm here and I'm sharing. And those that can hear and understand these words, you're light workers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can talk to you, you're from Romania, but you understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
You know, so I'm creating a common language. And if we all speak that same language, then we can all communicate effectively, which means that we can solve problems. And it's the reverse of the Tower of Babel, you know, as we call it, the Tower of Babel, because, you know, God said you will all speak a different language and nobody could ever work together. You know, that was malicious and that had nothing to do with God.
I know.
But it was the attempt to stop people from talking to God, and we're doing the reverse of that. And, you know, for those that, you know, see God as an individual, you're wrong. I'm sorry. It's not. It's a collective consciousness of experiences and emotions that you get to tap into. Yeah. And you get to experience it for yourself just by asking. And, you know, if you want to correlate this to the movie Matrix, you know, when Trinity jumps into that helicopter in the Matrix and she says, all right, Tank, I need to download from blah, blah, blah for the 1938, blah, 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 Huey, you know, and he looks it up. Well, that's kind of like the concept of connecting to the universe, okay? And to source knowledge is that ability to download whatever you need right then and there. You don't need somebody else, okay? And in this case, Trinity was talking to Tank. Well, what we're talking to is we're talking to our higher self, okay? And you get to download that information just as fast, okay? Whether it's flying a helicopter or making water from thin air, okay? So you get to learn and do all of this stuff. You just have to learn how to trust yourself. And we've been put in a world so full of doubt that we don't trust ourselves, let alone the very air that we breathe and the water that we drink.
Yes. So we're not conscious.
I need people such as yourself that are here to help people. And, you know, you're not here to make a buck, even though you can, you know, because every device that you make, you know that you're touching their soul. And if the only way that people can be touched is because they feel like they can purchase something, then by all means, here, buy it, you know. I have people offering me hundreds of dollars for, you know, a health pen. If I tried to make every health pen that everybody requested, then I would not be able to teach. I would not be able to learn myself because I'm still just working on health pens. I just gave them for free. Yeah, you know, I give mine away for free most of the time. You know, there are some people that when they make a donation, you know, they expect a product, and that's not the way I work. Yes, you know? Of course. If you make a donation to me, you know, and I'll just put this out there because it's being recorded, you can go through PayPal and you use my email, mjnguardian@gmail.com, and you can make a donation to Universal Stone Teachings, okay? But all of that stuff, all that money just goes into, like, you know, I'll use the next group of donations to purchase better video equipment and recording equipment so that you know, I can record my own teachings. You know, I'm so new at this that I haven't even thought about myself, that I'm allowing other people to record my stuff
Mm-hmm.
and trust that they're going to put that on the internet, you know, even though I don't have the equipment myself, you know. So
Oh
all
no,
of the
this.
all of the donations that come in go to buy my equipment, to, you know, buy things that I see to help simplify. So, you know, don't be afraid. Don't think that you need a product in order to do it, because I'm trying to make it so you can make this stuff at home, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and you don't have to worry about trying to go out and buy it at the store, you know. But some people have generators. I never had a generator until I had people donate money, you know. So I need to work on generator stuff for electricity, batteries, things like that, you know. We can do all sorts of things if we put our minds together.
Of course.
And, you know, I want to give you guys the best possible teaching experience I can. And I know that visual and audio stuff is where it's at. And, you know, we got to work on that kind of, and it'll come, I know, because when the time is right, I'll have the biggest damn studio they could possibly imagine, with all the special effects that you know, I try to verbalize, and we can give it some sort of a visual spin, you know. When that happens, the world better watch out, because here comes Mr. Mike, you know. I'll be sharing some knowledge.
That's great.
So, you know, I appreciate, and I really enjoy talking to people about this. And, you know, if I can help you to understand, then we can understand together.
You are teaching every day, or when you have time?
I try to make myself available Monday through Friday
Mm-hmm.
to chat with anybody that
So,
wants to talk about, you know, anything really. But right now I want to focus on water.
yes, yes.
And, you know, I feel a very desperate urge to teach about water because of the coming earthquakes, you know.
Hmm.
And they're not going to be near as bad as in the past with biblical references. It's going to be more subtle, okay, in the scope of history. Now, for us, they're going to still seem large, like 8, 9, maybe even a 10 on the Richter scale. Okay, but the loss of life is going to be minimal compared to in our known and unknown history. Okay, where it's catastrophic, global, catastrophic.
Yes, yes.
Um,
When do you appreciate it will happen?
when do I think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I predict that within the next few days, there's going to be a pretty big earthquake somewhere here in America.
Yes, I heard
Um,
that in America it will be bad, and also in Asia.
you
I don't
know,
know how it will affect to Europe and
well,
Australia.
it's more going to be affected because of the moon and the sunspots, and, you know, all of the major earthquakes have always occurred 3 days before or 3 days after the full moon,
Mm-hmm.
or the new moon. And so, you know, since we also have prevalent sunspots available on our sun that's facing Earth, it creates a gravity pull that makes the tectonic plates move.
Yes.
And when that happens, that's when they start to rumble. Well, we also have Nibiru, which is coming up from Antarctica side, okay, of our planet. And it's about to pass by our planet, but its magnetic fields have been interacting with our planet, and that's what's been screwing up our weather.
Mm-hmm.
And it creates the friction, that's the turbulence in our atmosphere. Um, you know, several months ago, there was a video that was released of the sun that looked like a giant plasma ball, you know, like you would buy on the store. you know, where you touch the outer surface of it and then the energy on the inside would touch your finger. Okay. Well, they were taking a video of the sun and you can actually see the tendrils of electricity coming from the sun, like it was a plasma ball. And that's when I knew Nibiru was close. I started interacting with our sun. And, you know, with it coming, it's going to create that shift of the planet. But this matrix is over. This training grounds, this Earth matrix training ground is over as soon as the people awaken. And we get to take our planet anywhere. And Earth becomes a spaceship, you know? It becomes its own star, basically. And it's just means that we're an evolved civilization. You know, our planet has evolved to the point where the outer energy field that we have, okay, we've got Earth, and then about 7,200 miles out, there's an energy field sphere that's created by Earth's second moon. Okay, well, if you add 2 more moons to the orbit to that, okay, you create 2 more energy fields, right? So now all we've got is the layering that we've created, and you get 2 ionized layers, okay, that complete the 3rd ionized layer in the middle. And now we have Earth that looks like this tiny little planet in the center that has these really bright ionized energy field, and we look like a star. And that's the future of Earth. And the collective elders of our planet will be the ones that control and monitor this outer field and protect all of the inhabitants of the planet and everything in our solar system, or that encompasses that 7,200 miles. They all become one. So that's the future of Earth. Is that too much?
No, it's not. But I was just thinking that I will not be here to see it.
Why wouldn't you be?
Maybe in another form. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you keep your body? You're alive now, right?
Yep.
Well, as long as you stay alive, you know, within the next few months, then you're going to keep your body forever.
The next few months, of course.
You know, this isn't going to be, you know, multiple lifetimes of, you know, trying to enact the, you know, the Legion of Light, as it's been called before. Okay, we're moving into the golden age, and we have the technology to clean our planet and heal it right away. So you're going to look out your window one day, and it'll look like there's been somebody waved a hand across the, you know, the landscape, and everything turned lush and green and you know, started flowering, and you know, it was lovely. That's the way our planet was meant to be.
Of course.
And once we ionize the outer fields of Earth, okay, we control our own atmosphere. Okay, so basically our entire planet is going to be just like Hawaii. You know, perfect 70, 80 degree temperatures. It'll rain every day at the same time. You know, the weather will be predictable, and it will keep the ecosystem healthy, and you know, everything in balance. So, you know, it's a beautiful future, and you will see it because you're part of this Lightworkers network. You know, you're part of it. You're part of what's bringing it together. You know, just because of your understanding, and the fact that you're recording this even puts it at the quantum level. It's storing it into the database of humanity. Okay, and that's why it's important that it gets recorded. You know, even though you don't push record and we don't have that record button on there, just us sitting and talking and you're not recording it or not, it's being saved to a server somewhere.
Yep.
It's already being recorded. And when it does that, it opens up that magnetic field that lets you talk to God source energy. And when I reveal information and I share it with you and you understand, your emotion and my emotion is also stored in that data and shared. You see how this works?
Of course, I understand that.
Do you
And
see?
also, it's going further to other people.
Yep. And can you see
So
the
we are not
importance?
speaking to them.
Yep. And can you see the importance of the Infinity Project? And, even the Cash Foundation, because they're sharing knowledge, okay? But they're stuck in a different timeline. That's why they keep talking about the catastrophic quakes. They're stuck in a different timeline, and they will evolve with us. But right now, that's their purpose. They're still going through their mission, and they thought that that part of their mission was to reveal this information so quickly, and we can make money, and we can do all of this, and blah blah blah. Well, it's happening, okay? And any problems that they run into, they're running into because it's karmic problems. If they're trying to use the information that I've released to the public, then it won't work for them if they're trying to hurt other people intentionally. Because before I started sharing publicly, I made my intent very clear when I wrote it, and I stored it. All databases everywhere, I stored it. And that means that, my intent prevails over anybody else's intent when they use the structure of light to create devices. So nobody can hurt each other, intentionally or unintentionally. So, but yeah, I really enjoy talking about it. I need an outlet. My wife and my children are tired.
Yeah, we also have to go to sleep.
Yeah, and it's it's fun to explore the different avenues and the possibilities. This design right here, and I'm pretty sure I'm about out of time because I got to get this design here with the four reactors. When we use the coils and you make the pyramid, okay, it's can be used for anything. We're using it to replicate water. Okay, you can make any element you want. You want to put gold in there, each one of these has to have, like you could put gold nano coating on it. All you need is the opposite of it. So here, let's try this. Do you have a pair of gold earrings?
Oh, yes.
All right. If you were to take your gold earrings, all right, put them in a little jar with some salt water and CO2.
I don't have yet the CO2 finished.
Okay. Well, we will make that. We will show you how to make it. Okay.
Oh, it's I have I don't know, the bowl with the water, but I have to nanocoat again the plates. I mean the copper plate, because the nanocoating it's gone already.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's gone and sometimes it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what you're going to do when you do get your CO2, okay, you're going to put your CO2 in the salt water here. The same CO2 saltwater solution, 10% water or 10% salt with water, or you can even use seawater, just plain seawater. Okay. But you put the CO2 in the bottom. Okay. So now you've got it in the bottom down here. We're going to make that white. I don't have white as an option here. So we'll use yellow. This is where the CO2 is going to be. Okay. Then you turn around and this is salt water. Okay. Then you just drop your earrings in there. Okay. Drop them in the salt water and the CO2 and leave them there for a couple of weeks. All right.
I put some, I don't know how to say it. You know that those foils of gold, so very, very, very thin, that are used in art. It turned green when I put them into the salt water.
Then they had copper in them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If your gold, if you like your gold earrings, all right, if they were pure gold, it wouldn't break down in the salt water.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. If your earrings are not pure gold, or they have more than 50% of a different metal, okay, then it will most likely pick up that metal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that you can put coconut oil on your earrings. Okay. Dip
Okay.
your earrings in coconut oil and then put them inside of the salt water with the CO2. All right. The CO2 will change colors based on the material that your earrings are made of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because it's going to absorb the energy from whatever the gold is giving off. Okay. The CO2 is going to absorb it like a sponge and it will change to a color. Now, if it's pure gold, then it will turn into kind of a deep purple violet color.
Nice.
Okay. And you get other metals in there like silver and copper and whatever else, and you'll start to see the different layers of energy of the matter that you've got in there. Okay. Some of your CO2 will change to silver, some of it will change to copper, some of it will change to nickel, whatever you've got mixed in with your gold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It will change to that, and over time you will see the actual layers build in your CO2, your original CO2 GANs. Okay. And it will turn to a purple, and you'll have a whatever silver is, you know, like I think it's like a aquamarine green, almost blue. You know, you'll see all the different layers of the metals separate. And once it's all separated, then everything will turn to gold. It will all turn to that violet purple color, because in nature, all metals actually desire, okay, their whole transition is to go from the beginning. As they add neutrinos to it, they will eventually turn to gold.
Alchemist.
Okay. They will evolve to gold. If you were to leave all of the elements out there in their places where they're at, and as the conditions change on the planet, the metals will change as well. So like the silver that's in the Andes Mountains out there, okay, if the conditions were to change just right, that whole mountain would turn to gold. Okay, just because the conditions or another field interaction was introduced. You see? And that's how the transmutation of metals occurs, is because you're just introducing a new condition or a new field interaction. And so when you put your gold earrings into the CO2, okay, or the blank neutrinos, it's like a blank stem cell. It's going to absorb all the energy and all the information from those earrings and convert it into a plasmatic energy field. All right. So now you've got your CO2, right? And it's all purple. Okay. It's a violet purple. It's beautiful. You've got some, and all you ever have to do is add more CO2 to your container to continually make more gold GANs. Okay. So that's what you've done, is you've created a gold neutrino, or a gold flavored neutrino, or a gold flavored GANs, if you're following Kesh's work. Okay. So that's all you've done, is you've created that one. each one of these little nano-sized particles of energy, okay, I don't even like calling it a particle, it's now got the energy of gold in it. Hey, you. All right, and when you take it from this is a neutrino now, okay? So this is a neutrino, or also called GANs, okay? Now you've got the neutrino form of gold, okay? And it's a positive polarity inside, okay? And it's got salt water on the outside, which is a negative polarity, okay? And the negative polarity is what holds the energy inside of that gold structure. Okay, because it's slightly off balance now. And that off balance is that extra energy field there at the top that holds the energy inside. Well, when you convert this, okay, and you want to get the opposite of gold, okay, you have to take this gold GANs here, okay, you have to take some of it and add it to your caustic, okay, add that to your caustic. When you do that, you're created nano gold. Oh, come on. Nano gold. All right. So now you've got this caustic that has nano gold in it, right? And if you were to make your regular figure 8 infinity loop, okay, and spray it with that, like the sound effects.
Yep.
All right. If you were to spray that infinity loop with it, okay, and you set it, and you twisted your 8 to the right, okay, you would create an energy field around your infinity device that will attract gold to the center point. Okay. So what you can do with this is that you can make 2 of these, right? Or let's say you made 4 of them and you place them here. Do you see the possibilities now?
There are endless possibilities.
That's correct. So now you've got gold in all 4 corners, and you're blasting gold energy from the center of each one of these reactors to the center of this plasmatic cage that we've created, okay? And so now the energy is here. And this is your violet energy. Okay? And so when that happens and you have blasted this energy towards the center for every time, if you were to put metal inside of this right here in the center, you would be able to transmute that metal to gold. So I just told myself how I'm going to make gold pennies. And since gold is going to have such a high price here soon, a much higher price, so why not share in the love? So collect all the rolls of pennies that you can, okay? Because each one of those pennies is going to be transmuted into 100% pure gold if you're able to follow these instructions and understand it. And that means that each penny is going to be, I don't know. What do you think a penny's worth of gold would weigh? A couple, 3 or 4 ounces? 2 ounces maybe, a penny's worth of gold?
How much is an ounce? Wait a second.
28 grams, I believe, is an ounce. At least it is in marijuana scales.
Okay.
So, you have to think about it, for a roll of penny, at least here in America, it's 50 cents. It gives you 50 pennies. So for 50 cents, you can have 50, 2 ounces of gold pieces, think about it. But any metal, gold is going to be the most prevalent metal on the planet, I'm sure, and therefore it will have no value.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like taking care of the currency bubble that's about to occur with the BRICS nation and the Chinese releasing their gold-backed money, and we'll go from there. So, all right. Well, I got to get off of here. I'm 15 minutes almost due for my date with my lady. So I'm going to close out of here. And I'm
Yep.
hoping that, you're able to publish these. Go ahead and create your own YouTube account and publish them. And you can tag me in there, and
Of course.
we'll share them. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Me too. Me too. Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye. We'll talk again.
Of course.
All right. Bye-bye.